This episode here is once again late, that and once again cannot be helped. It is also one of the episodes with the most I want to say, callbacks yet so far, with many things more, and including has some creatures called the harpies mm, taken from another series in the no taken from the other series of Ducktales. They look very similar to the harpies that once upon a time uh, plagued the Ducktales family. But this time, though, these harpies are humanoid birds with a more bestial in nature. The Angry Anime Fan here to bring you Ducktales. Woohoo! 2017, episode 5 of season 2, Storkules and Duckberg. Yeah, the big hero that may very well have a man crush on Donald. At least I hope he does not have a man crush, but it's very likely he does. Um, turns because Zeus kicked him out of Effa Quack, I guess. Maybe it was something else. I mean, last time we saw Storkules, they lived on Effa Quack, but he seems to mention something else. Something that he played his tune all the time. So his father, in anger, summoned Thunderstorm and Harpies. And of course, he then kicked Storkules out after he, took care of the Harpy problem. Because, he's a hero and all. So Zeus kicked Storkules out to become a responsible adult. Granted, however, Storkules is not exactly so much in tune with modern things. But Donald is renting out his boat for people, and it turns out the one who is getting to be there is none other than Storkules, which of course he doesn't like. I mean, before Donald was actually willing to call the Storkules a friend, but now it seems to be the fact that Storkules get on his nerves anyway. This episode is also a little bit of a Louie business, as we see a callback on another previous episode where he actually begins to work on his Louie new business, but of course cannot find investments for Scrooge, especially since Scrooge mentions he has to have an idea and he has to do it. So he takes care and do it by asking his family if they want to help him. Well, asking. So they go to Fonzie's Fun Zone from a previous episode. And we even introduced back on Dewey Do Night. This time all the rest of the people are there. And but then things get a little bit bad when the Harpies return to Duckberg, somehow having been following Storkules. And then they begin to cause chaos around Duckberg, including for taking things that a lot of the people like, so to speak. And Storkules, he was just trying to fit in the society, and especially being Donald's roommate. Well, Donald is a cranky lord, so Louie tricks him into becoming an employee for his Louie business. Unfortunately, while they do gather up all the harpies, he doesn't really run the business so good, and in the end he unfortunately releases the harpies, much to Huey and Webby's frustration, who is in this episode revealed to be a little bit more of the sane person, even though she does say something crazy once again. Also, we do not see Mrs. Beakley this episode, or at least she doesn't play a role in it all. Eventually, though, the Harpies begins to take Donald's boat when Storkules says that it was the thing he most cherished most. So Storkules and Louie does the most to manage to save the day, and finally getting the ship back on ground without it actually breaking this time. And Donald says he can stay in Duckberg, but not in his boat, so he will help him find a job. The legendary hero of Greece will now work in a normal place. Does that mean we're gonna see more of the legendary hero Storkules? Well, I wonder. I wonder. It is also finally it's revealed that Scrooge, who has been seen a little bit in this episode, is trying to open up a lemonade business, probably based on something that he suggested Louie a long time ago. But the harpies are actually addicted a little bit to lemonade, so Louis gets finally a good idea, although it's not exactly a good idea, as Webby punches him for his greed. And the idea is, well, to transport lemonade from another district to the factory using the rehabilitated harpies, because after all, the only thing the harpies want is lemonade. Not anything else. It's cheap, free labor. Louis is definitely thinking just like Scrooge. The disapproving look from Roxanne Featherway just says it all. So yeah, this episode has a lot of callback. Storkules is back, and although his man crush on Donald is a little bit inappropriate for me, I mean, it's not exactly unlikely. And so far, he hasn't lost faith in Donald, so... And a lot of people do not like Donald. The only people that seem to like him is the other two Caballeros and Storkules. They're the only ones who have been very loyal to Donald, consider him, well, the best of the best. So I guess we can assume that it's the same here. We should all be happy that Storkules hasn't lost faith in Donald yet. Although, to be frank, Storkules seems a little bit out there to actually be, to lose faith in Donald. But yeah, we don't see Zeus this episode, but it really turns out that he is kind of abusive in his own right. So well, other thing is the fact that when they're trying to deal with the harpies, Huey says that the Junior Wuxia guidebook has it. Right, the answer. All before Storkules says, no one can know the secret of the feathery harpies. So yeah, it is really in the end one of the most moments of it all. Also, it's worth noting that Webby did tame the harpies, but the punch she did on him is more of the fact that she was actually trying to tell them that she had begun to tame them to do different things, but Louie did not listen. And now then suddenly Louie gets the idea on how they can do that. Webby had actually considered that idea, so she lost her cool because, well, in the end, Louie stole her idea and didn't listen. I mean, it wasn't the best episode, maybe a 6.8 out of 10 maybe for me. But I'll reckon we'll see more of Storkules in the future. Give me your thoughts if you have any.